ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Say Today, which means it is time for another Nozz Watches Psycho Pse. So, man. So, so in the last episode, we got a little bit more stuff with our villain of the month, I guess. The artist whose dad fucking made all this super creepy art, and then, you know, the fascist technocracy took over, so that wasn't allowed, so he got, you know, drugged into basically being a vegetal. I mean, oh god, just I don't know, man. Like, I've been reading the comments from the last video, and you guys brought stuff. It's like, oh yeah, no, like, I mean, it doesn't like she doesn't need to have a big reason to do it. She doesn't need to be like, she could just be crazy. People in real life are crazy as well. I'm like, but yeah, but real life is boring. You don't watch real life to be entertained, you know? It's like, with a narrative, everything should really serve it. So, like, I mean, if someone's just crazy, then that's just kind of lame. Yeah, and then of course there's also my misunderstanding of how the guy wound up being a vegetable. So that's unfortunate on my part. Oh no, but I mean, yeah, I mean. I don't think I've really changed my opinion. I do think that this show, like, I do like this show as a concept, but, like, I feel like execution-wise, we're not doing super great. Like, it seems like instead of having, like, a cool detective story where, like, the detectives are actually earning their busts, it really does feel like it's being just handed over to them because the criminals are big dumb. But, I mean, I guess that's kind of what goes. Like, if you've got, like, a system that's just coddling you the entire time because it doesn't want you to think. I mean, I guess that's kind of leads to a deterioration of intellect on both sides of the law. But I guess let's see what happens. See how she gets caught, if she does, in this episode. Maybe she'll stick around for longer. Who knows? So let's see. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Yeah, you know, it's just... I'm not a big fan of villains who are evil for the sake of being evil. Same reason I don't like Adachi, you know? Like, in P4, you know? Like, his whole thing is like, I'm evil because fuck it! I'm bored! Wanted to see what would happen. Like, that's dumb. I'm not a big fan of that, just in general. Oh, boy. Last time on Dragon Ball Z. I mean, like, we've got, like, a cool gimmick here with the visuals. It's like the motivation behind them is just not that interesting, you know? She's just kind of a psychopath. And yeah, okay, we're going on that. So I guess I'm just gonna talk about like what I prefer in my villains. So it's like when I'm looking at a villain, when I'm writing something, or viewing it or reading it, but specifically when I myself am writing something, I want my villain to have a reason that if you were to turn the story around, yeah, you could actually see them as a protagonist. Not a good guy, not a hero, but a protagonist whose actions make sense, you know? And it's something that most good stories, I feel like, you see. Like, there are exceptions to that, of course, like in, like, Lord of the Rings, for example. I mean, Sauron is just doing what he does because he's the big evil bad guy. Like, to the best of my knowledge, like, you don't really have much of a motivation for Sauron. I mean, I think, like, he gets one in the Silmarillion, but, I mean, who the fuck's gonna read the Silmarillion all the way through? That shit's dense as fuck. Like, You know, but even then, just like, oh, I'm evil because I'm evil, you know? Like, someone who comes out and says, oh yeah, no, I'm evil. I'm doing this because fuck it, fuck you. Drop dead. You know, it's like the same thing like with like D&D, you know? Chaotic evil is just fuck you, I do what I want. Lawful evil is follow the law, go fuck yourself. Your personal desires are irrelevant. Follow the law. How does no one notice like the fact that she's got all these paintings that are just the crime scenes? Painted before the crime scenes happen. Oh, wait. So something that like I do really like about this show, like it also does kind of show the mental degradation of the people involved. The fact that the police, when they're dealing with the populace, they use this dumbed down like chibi disguise thing. You know, like when you have like a totalitarian dictatorship like this, you or like even if it's a technocracy, like when you have a singular controlling thing, you tend to see actually like IQ drop, you know? Like the people tend to not be as intelligent because they're just following the line, you know? So that's something that is actually pretty neat. Yes. Welcome to the wife factory. I mean, this is just a boarding school. I mean, what else are you going to do in this world? Like, what, like, becoming a proper lady seems like the best way to avoid the chance of becoming on the government shit list. You know, like sort of like demolishing the government and reinstating like a free democracy. I feel like, you know, rebelling against the machine in this way is probably not the best idea. CG dronery. I feel like he just enjoyed having that little chibi voice coming out of his mouth. Probably because it's a copycat. Oh no. I mean, there's also the fact that most serial killers own like their first kill usually happens within about 5 miles of their homes. Like that's something that like David Cage actually said that is actually true. Most serial killers, the first kill is like if they wanted to, they could take a brisk walk to get back home. It's what fucks them most of the time. You can date their murders. And that's why the hardest ones to kill are usually the ones whose first kills don't get found. No. So the original guy was killing people who deserved it. These guys, like this new killer, she's just killing people for giggles. Oh my fucking god, they put his hippocampus in his anus. Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious. No, now it's just an art project. Now let me guess, they were all symbolic of what was going on, right? Yeah. It's a how on earth is like Kagami seems to be like one of the few people in this universe that actually has a brain that functions. Has he been reading the books he's not supposed to? Someone called a fireman. Yeah. I mean, you'd think that would also be like, hmm. You'd think that would also like be another thing that would really quickly point. You know, the fact that like they're all being killed in like roughly the same square area, you know? So he did this within like 5 minutes. And it's not even stuff that's like even really a reach. Like once you lay out that information, like, hey, here's what the original case was like. It's like, yeah, no, that makes sense. This thing is completely different. Holy shit. It's like profiling doesn't fucking exist in this world. So there is a retirement place for enforcers. Looks nice. I mean, hey, they let that guy smoke weed all day. Hmm. Efficient. I mean, doesn't look like these guys are exactly having a bad time. Like, that guy's just smoking weed. That's all he's doing. I mean, given the situation, seems like a fair thing for them, man. Like, come on. What the fuck? How is that guy still alive? His brain is exposed. What the fuck? And immediately her ovaries are exposed on stream. Oh hey, yeah, no. It's like this brain dead vegetable artist. Yeah, no, he's got a daughter. Like, oh wait, no, those are tattoos. Okay. Like that in the dark, that looked like it was actually like his brain was just hanging out. That was a problem. Oh boy. Just goes to show how lighting can fuck with things. Wow, I wonder if she's the one who's been doing it. And it immediately found profiling. It took 5 minutes. It took them 5 minutes and a modicum of research to figure this shit out. And let me guess, the main challenge is going to be. Oh no, they're not even gonna challenge him. They're not even gonna challenge him on it. Just point the gun at her and. There it is. Alright, pop pop, watching fuckers drop. Alright. Alright. That's obstruction of justice. That man should be shot right now. What the fuck? Yes, and the Terminator says she dies. Yeah, we abolished juvie. What the fuck? Alright, so we got accomplices going on then. I'll gas the entire student body if I have to. Sissy, she's not even hiding it. She's not even hiding the fact that she's painting this shit. Like, for real. Like, I mean, is this supposed to be saying something? Like, people under an authoritarian authoritarian or totalitarian regime are just stupid? Because, I mean, that's what it seems to be. I mean, it's not historically incorrect, but there you go. The concept of brain drain is a real thing. The smart people leave, and fewer smart people are made because creativity is not encouraged. Profiling the forbidden art? You fool! Basically, they're a basic bitch. The gun said she go pop. For real. Gun say she go boom, so she go boom. Well, you can't even really argue that one. Oh no. She's doing really well on Twitter. She gets a lot of impressions. Kogami's like, oh man, I can't wait to make it go like a balloon. A balloon full of meat. CG guns, also. Oh, jeez. Like, she's dead this episode, right? Like, she's not sticking around. Well. It's shallow and pretentious. Says you'd think like they would just do like a full scan. Yeah, I think they would do like a proper full scan of the entire like school. Be like, hey, what's everyone's brain coefficient at? You know? Everybody line up, stand in front of the gun. Oh man, this gun says you need re-education, man. Oh, the gun says you fucking die, Mr. Teacher Man. I failed to tell her that getting in deep with that girl is a bad idea. Oh man, I'm sensing a crime coefficient going right up on that one. Oh my god, no, not like cry so you feel better. Cry so your score doesn't go up. Oh god, this world is fucked. Oh, so now you're interested in looking for the person behind them? Fucking... Like, now you're interested in that? So they have... So they have his voice. And his name! This should be very easy to find him. You all alone now, girl. You gonna get popped. You're no longer useful, Rikako. You got caught. Ooh. And now she gets disposed of. So, was he gonna get, like, attacked by dogs or something? What the? Robot dogs! Well. Well then. Okie doke. Do 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 do. Oh! Tally ho! The hunt is on, gentlemen. The hunt. As it just now, you know, using a robot dog just seems unsporting, but you know what? I'll allow it. God, the guy just doing Ode to Joy in the background, just fucking... That's a good fucking pull right there. Tally-ho, young lady. I'll stuff and mount you above my mantelpiece. Girl, go boom. Oh my god, the entire thing's a fucking fox hunt. That's great. That's great. I really hope these people have an actual, like, motivation, though. Like, all of, like, the minor people have had no proper motivation. Motivation's been like, I'm a fucking crazy person. Like... But I'm hoping that these people actually have a proper motivation, you know? Otherwise, I mean, otherwise that'd be, like, the fourth fucking group in a row. His ability to reason like an actual human being. Impossible. He's got the forbidden power of critical fucking thinking. My god! He's too powerful. Oh, jeez. Like, that is something that I do want to, like, touch on. Like it's something that, like, if you look at, like, totalitarian things, it's like totalitarian, like, governments, like, with very few exceptions, like, creativity and development, like, they're very good at catching up. Like, if another country makes something and invents something, the totalitarian companies are very good at copying it, right? So it's like, Russia was very agrarian, and they forced themselves into the Industrial Revolution, like, under the Tsar. But then, you know, World War I happened, and Russia was by no means ready to fight a European war, because, you know, they were still a backwater. They were still, like, over 50% rural. Then the Soviets happened, and because, hey, when you've got no regard for human life, you can catch up real fucking fast. Same with the Japanese under the imperial system. Like, they went from agricultural to modern day industrial real fucking fast. Like, but, like, same thing. Like, they even when China as well. When China brought the communism thing around, they caught up real fucking fast. But once they actually get caught up, it's really difficult for them to innovate. Now, China's got some innovations of their own. Like China's got some stuff like, and I'm saying like China's actually probably doing very, very well, but it's also because China has adopted quite a decent chunk of capitalist ideology over time, which probably is helping because it's encouraging creativity. And the Nazis as well, like over time, like as they cracked down harder and harder, the average population got dumber and dumber, and they started fucking up more and more. Whereas like the intelligent people would leave. Under because the brain drain's a thing, and it really does feel like that is very much in play here as well. Like, because these people, they're encouraged not to think for themselves. They're encouraged to just follow what the state says, stay happy, stay divorced from reality. There's no real creativity and logical thinking. Everything is just like, hey, what's directly in front of my face? Well, this murder looks like this old murder. Of course, it's happening in the same school that this person taught at. Certainly, it's the same guy, right? Like, I mean, he disappeared and is presumed dead. Actually, no, is he actually dead? I think he was actually dead, wasn't he? I don't know. I'm gonna admit, I've already forgotten that bit. So of course that means he's back, and he's doing the murders again, despite the fact that he's not a teacher at this school. So how the fuck would he get in there? Yeah, and like they're not, and it took Ko like 5 minutes, like when he stopped punching the boxing, like the boxing dummy, like when he stopped fucking like doing his daily workout, he's like, all right, let me just look at the evidence and, oh yeah, no, this is a copycat. How do you know that, Ko? Well, let's see. There's no sexual perversion to the sculptures like the original ones were. There's no theming to this, and the victims are all random, and he's using the exact same place more than once, which the original killer never did, which makes no fucking sense. Also, he's using them all from the school, which, I mean, what's the reasoning for that? Like, it's very, very clear. Like, it's very clear. It's like, oh yeah, no, that's a copycat, and it's like. And he's like, okay, yeah, there's a serial killer in the lockup who's willing to comply. Let's go talk to him about art. It's like, hey, buddy, did you recognize these art pieces? Done. It seems like critical thinking is like it is a fucking it's a very limited resource, and I mean, it works. I mean, even then, like I can't hate that. I can't hate that like most people are dumb, because I mean that's realistic for this type of government, for this type of like administration. Like it doesn't foster creativity, which doesn't foster critical thinking. Like that's just how humans work. Competition and freedom to choose fucking allows us to excel. That's how it's always been. That's why creativity's been going up as more democratic governments have come to the fore. That's just history, my dude. You can't fucking disprove that one. Fucking if NGEM ever sees this, he'll disagree, but he's a commie, so I don't have to listen to him. That's a joke, just in case fucking he actually does, because I don't actually know if he does watch these videos. Yeah, I don't know, fucking, it's neat. This is neat. I will say, like, I am really interested in where these guys that are, like, running things in the background are coming from. And, like, what their deal is, because, like, most of the guys that we've actually had as our main enemies so far, like, the VR guy, the fucking drone guy, the art girl, like, they've all just been really boring villains. Like, yeah, it's realistic that sometimes people in the real world are just kind of, like, crazy people, but at the same time, like, there's at least, like, a better reasoning than, like, oh, I was bullied. Oh, my dad fucking didn't toe the line, and so he got fucking vegetalled by the totalitarian government. Oh, I want to fuck my VR waifu. Like, serial killers in in the real world usually have like a lot of stuff. Like their lives usually tend to be a comedy of errors. And it's usually why when you look into them, you get the feeling that, oh no, this guy's a giant fucking loser. And that's how it is. Like fucking like most school shooters are like that. Like their lives are just full on comedies of errors where like a ton of shit goes wrong for them at once and just kind of pulls them over the edge. Like most people who turn out to be, you know, totalitarian dictators through history, same thing. Like I mean, fucking, like read a biography on Adolf Hitler because it's like you read that and you're like, oh wow, this guy, oh big loser, gigantic loser, like holy shit. It's not even entirely his own fault. Not even entirely his own fault. Like a lot of it was also like he just got dealt a really bad hand and dealt with that hand as about as poorly as you could fucking do it. Same with Stalin. Same with Lenin. Same with Chairman Mao. All people dealt shit hands that dealt with those shit hands incredibly shittily. Fucking. I mean, and so like even in real life, you don't really just get people who are like, yeah, I'm just evil. Yeah, I'm just fucking big evil. It's like, yeah, that's not even really a thing. Like we like to think that's a thing because I mean it helps us sleep better at night. Then like oh yeah, no, those people weren't people. Those are just evil. It's fine. But I mean it does. I mean I guess like I mean if they're throwaway villains, I mean I guess, but at the same time like a little bit of something, you know, like the drone guy is like, oh, I get beat up, but at the same time. Like, that's not unique to him. Like, and it's something that's been, like, in those factories a lot. It's like, you get beat up for a bit until your psychopath hits a certain point, then you get transferred and somebody else gets bullied in your stead. You know? Like, it's not limited to just him. Like, as shitty as it sounds. Like, if he just held out and just, like, took it on the chin... Once his psychopath got dangerous enough, he would be just transferred to a place where he could be the bully. That's shitty, but like in the context of how the culture of the world works, that's fine. Like I mean, it's not fine, but it's you know it's the system that works in that situation. The sacrificial lamb, as you will. Like he's not unique in his bullying. The VR guy, like I don't even get what his motivation was. I don't even understand what his motivation was. Like, he was like an anarchist, but like the people who he worshipped online who were anarchists, like weren't true anarchists. But then like like that guy, I don't even understand what that guy's fucking motivation was. And now Art Girl is just like, my dad got turned into a vegetal because he didn't toe the line. And he made art that was fucking creepy. Like, okay, yeah, fine. I mean, could he not have just, you know, when the tides changed? I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, this happens throughout history. It's like when artists live in places that get taken over by people who are not kind to their art. You know what happens? They leave. Or they adapt. Like, a lot of artists and authors just left Germany when, you know, the Nazis happened, or they adapted, like Coco Chanel, for example. And I would like to thank the Biographics channel for teaching me this, because this is actually something I didn't know. Coco Chanel, she was, being a woman in Paris at the time, yeah, she didn't really have any ability to own property under the Nazis. So you know what she did? She seduced a Nazi, got him in her bed, got him to co-sign her business, and then Chanel got to keep existing to the modern day. And she got to keep her art going. Her art being clothing design in this situation. So yeah, there you go. If you're wearing Chanel brand clothes, understand that the only reason Chanel still exists is because Coco Chanel was able to get a Nazi's dick rock hard. There you go, history fact for you. But yeah, like, I mean, that's not really anyone's fault except his. Like, most people can see the fucking tide coming. It's that guy's fault that he became a fucking vegetable. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, a lot of the minor villains for this show are really, really weak, and it's these major villains. I'm hoping these major villains are way, way stronger. Like, that is my hope. That's the only way that it's going to get the villain is going to be saved, because I don't really have any real investment in the actual characters, which I feel like is a problem. And I don't feel like it's my fault. Like, I feel like nothing really interesting is being done. The setting is cool. The history is cool. The gimmick of, like, the psychopaths is really neat, but I feel like the setting is not being used to its full extent. We're dealing with a technocratic fascist dictatorship, and like, like, I mean, you've got, like, really cool things where it's like people are dumber. Like, everything, like, to do with civilian facing is very cute and cuddly and like, hey, I'm non-threatening. Ah, look at me. And to the point where if they don't see that non-threatening veneer, citizens freak the fuck out. Like, when Robot Hand Guy disabled his thing when he saw Ko come by, right? Everyone started freaking out. It's like, oh, what? You're not really a cute chibi with a really high-pitched voice? Ah! Like, you know, like, it's like, yeah, no, I could totally see that happening. Like, that'd be how you would keep the citizenry suppressed. But at the same time, it's like, you've got all this cool shit happening, but, like, you're not, like, you're telling a better story of the world they live in than the actual story that people are here to see. And, like, well, yeah, like, environmental storytelling is always really good, but, I mean, you should totally tell, like, a good actual story as well, you know? I don't know, man. Just, on that one. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. That's really all I gotta say. So let me know what you think down there in the comments. Whether you agree with me, disagree with me, or you want to bring up something I omitted. Because I don't really think I did. I feel like between this bit and the actual show, like, the thing itself, like, I feel like I got it. Like, it's a good episode. Good episode. But there's still, like, a lot of weakness in the execution. Like, I liked, like, them going, like, I liked them quickly, you know, rattling through, like rational thought. I like that. Fucking, like, the way the girl just go, like, oh, hey, you got caught, time for you to go, like, that's good. I like that. Just, I don't know, like, I feel like just, like, the overall execution's not that great. I don't know. Yeah, let me know, but yeah, let me know what you think, whether you agree or disagree on that one. I don't know. And let me know what you, I mean, yeah, just, like, let me know down there in the comments. I don't really have any extra things. Like, hey, let me know if you fucking want fucking flavor of ice cream. Like, I don't fucking know. Yeah, so as always, I am Nozz. Remember to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, share on social media, tell your friends, hit that share button down below, share on the Facebook and the tweeters. And, oh yeah, and hit that bell as well. Like, fucking, I need to keep reminding people I need to start reminding people to hit that bell. Otherwise, shit doesn't work, apparently. Because YouTube changes shit all the time. Oh boy. Yeah, and if you want to, you can always support the channel on Patreon, which is linked down there in the description and on the end card, along with some of my other videos if you want to see some of those. And if you support me on Patreon, you get access to special patrons-only Discord channel on the open Discord server, where you can recommend things to be Let's Played, reacted to, live streamed, whatever. And we go to a special patrons-only movie night that we do once a month, and it's a ton of fun. We just kind of take a day to hang out in Rabbit, and we watch some anime, maybe play some video games, watch a movie, I'm just there basically all day until people stop dropping in and out. And it's a ton of fun. It's like my favorite day of the month. It's really neat. Yeah. As always, I am Nozz, and I'll see you in the next video. But most importantly of all, become a trash mammal today. And I will see you a real day.